Okay, this is chapter 3 of Web Development and Design Foundations with HTML5. What we're going to learn in this chapter is describe the evolution of style sheets from print media to the web. We're going to list some advantages of using cascading style sheets. We're going to see how to use color on web pages. We are going to create style sheets that configure common color and text properties for all our sheets. We're going to apply some inline style, and then we're going to see how to use embedded style sheets, and the one that we're going to focus on most is the use of external style sheets. It's going to allow us to configure element, class, ID, and contextual selectors, and we're going to utilize the cascade in CSS, and then we're going to see the website that validates the cascading style sheets the same as it validated the HTML that we used. So first of all, I want to take a look at this style sheet or this particular web page. So here's this web page. Now notice the web page here is just basic HTML. We're going to change just the style sheet by clicking on one of these links, and notice how the sheet changes drastically. I have a background image. Notice how it's divided up into several sections for this. Some requirements. Notice the select design is over here on the left instead of at the bottom of the page. Here's another one. So here's another style sheet. And the only difference between the files is the style sheet. Alright, so let's choose another one. Oh, that's the basic one. Again. Here's another one. Notice we got white text on a blue background. Here's some black text. And one more. So the only difference between these is the cascading style sheets that's associated with each of them. You can go through the rest of them. Style sheets have been used for years in desktop publishing. They apply typographical styles and spacing to printed media. Cascading style sheet provides the functionality of style sheets and much more for web developers. And it's a flexible cross-platform standard-based language developed by the W3C organization, same one responsible for HTML. So what we're going to learn is we're going to learn how to develop a cascading style sheet and apply that style sheet to all of our documents at one time. That way they all have the same look and feel to them, they have the same colors, and they use the colors that we want. So what this allows us to do is we have better page layout control. The style is separated from the structure. HTML gives the structure of the page. Cascading style sheet gives the style for the page. They can be stored in a separate document, and that's what we're going to learn how to do. And we're going to get potentially smaller documents because we don't have to repeat code over and over again. And it's easier site maintenance because if I had a style that was located in index HTML, products HTML, about HTML, and contact HTML, I would have to go in and correct all of these pages. Well, with a cascading style sheet, if I have it in one place, all I need to do is make the correction here, and it will automatically apply to these new pages when they reload it. So we're going to learn how to first do inline styles. Inline, we'll see in a minute what that is. We basically change one particular HTML element. Embedded styles is we change the styles for a whole page. External styles, we change the style for all the sheets that import this style, and we're going to learn how to import the styles into sheets. So inline styles, they go in the body section. They apply to a particular HTML style attribute like paragraph or nav or any of the HTML attributes that we've seen so far, but they only apply to that specific element for that one time. If we use embedded style sheets, it goes into the head section of the sheet. It applies to an HTML style element again, sort of the same way we did with the inline style, but here it applies to the entire document. So the entire document, wherever that HTML style element that we created, all the HTML documents will, or all HTML tags will have that particular style applied. Then we're going to learn how to make an external style sheet. We're going to take all those embedded styles and put it into a separate text file, and we're going to associate a link with the HTML element in the head section of a web page. The imported style is similar to external styles, but we'll concentrate on the other three types of styles for the time being. The CSS syntax, the rules. Here we have a selector. Notice body, that's a regular HTML tag. Notice there's no opening brace, no closed brace. We just have the selector for it. We have the curly braces. We have the declaration property that we want to change here, color, and then we give it a value, blue. Or later on we can see we can use a hexadecimal value for this one. So here's an example. When we use our body tag, we can change the color of the body to blue. That means all the text in the body will be blue. All the background color will be yellow. We can also write it as a hexadecimal number, and what I would encourage you to do is look up hexadecimal color examples to learn what these colors mean. The first two numbers are red, the second two numbers are green, the last two numbers are blue. FF is the base 16 number, and that's actually 255. So this means they want the brightest blue possible. Here we have a mixture of the brightest red and the brightest green that produces a yellow, and that's going to be the background color. And here are some common formatting properties for CSS property. We can change the background color, the font family, the font size, font style, font weight, line height, margin, text, align, and then the width. Remember I talked about earlier using this hashtag and using a hexadecimal number. The first two represent red, so notice FF is the brightest red we can do. Hexadecimal numbers, or like our numbering system, a base 10 from 0 through 9, but then we have the letters A, B, C, D, E, and F to represent 16 different unique values. And 16 times 16 minus 1 is 255. That's how it comes up to 255 colors, from 0 to 255. There's 256 colors. So 16 times 16 is 256. That's how many different values we can associate here. So notice the first two are red, the next two are green, and the next two are blue. If we don't define any colors and we put zeros, means no light, we get pitch black. If we put all of them to F, full intensity, we get white. And then if they're all the same intensity, we'll get various shades of gray. So if you put all A's here, you'll see a different gray than this one, but it'll still be gray. Or all B's, all 9s, all 6s. It'll be various shades of gray with various intensities. So this is part 1.